According to Wall Street Journal, Pentagon sends Marine Expeditionary Unit to the Middle East.
Good morning, good morning. Looks like our levels from yesterday are still holding. Just pushing down to our downside target from after I left. Looks like we flipped our pivot again from this morning. Our 930, 950, rotated up, got back into our range, rotated down, played the range again, and then finally broke down and then rotated. So this balance is still really being respected, which is interesting, right?
The Wall Street Journal, Hexeth approved a request from the U.S. Central Command. So again, that was the Wall Street Journal reporting that Pentagon sends Marine Expeditionary Unit to the Middle East.
Still very clear that this is being respected, but a very clear shift below and coming down to retest our lows just into our downside target pivot
Nasdaq
here.
turning negative, last down 0.1%.
Decent amount of absorption occurring here so far. Should find a little bit of a bounce here.
Just keeping an eye on gold continuing to move towards the downside here. The S&P 500, same as well, moving towards the downside. The dollar seeing continued slow grind up as well.
Bids resting at this 520. Watching our edge here, retesting our low.
S&P 500 index turning negative. It had been up 0.9%. We have posted out the Wall Street Journal piece on the feed for you to read through.
I personally like to see a reoffer of this huge edge above, but I don't know if we're going to get it. 540 would be what I'd like to see. But they might just do this in one go if 520 holds.
Iran denies firing any missiles towards Turkey, according to a statement. So again, Iran denies firing any missiles towards Turkey.
Again, just watching our 520 so we come back in.
So Randy had a headline. He had a headline earlier on, according to a U.S. official cited by APA, that the U.S. destroyer USS Oscar Austin shot down the Iranian ballistic missile in Turkish airspace. Also seeing spot silver falling over 3%. Trump in a Fox News interview says, I think Putin may be helping Iran a bit. So S&P 500 turning negative, last down 0.1%. Nasdaq extending losses, last down 0.3%. That concludes Trump's remarks in Fox News radio interview. Also, Trump says we don't need Ukraine's help with drone defense.
This is so thin. Holy.
Amazon will use Cerebras' giant chips to help run AI models. So, a reminder, this is going back towards the beginning of the month now. You had headlines that AI chipmaker Cerebras is said to tap Morgan Stanley for $2 billion IPO, and OpenAI debuts first AI model using chips from Cerebras. That was about at the beginning of the month, and then in February.
Spire over 500 is a bit offsides. I think we were down to 45s to 50s here on NQ. Wanted a bit of a higher retest personally, but we should just head back down to these lows and then retest this bottom of range. ES had a really nice pivot shift at 670. This is incredibly thin. Did you guys see this?
So, according to a poll here, Bank of Canada to hold its overnight rate at 2.25% March 18th, according to all 33 economists. And Canada will hold rates through this year, according to 25 or 33 economists, versus 26 or 35 in January.
He's like shaking. Very odd.
NVIDIA extends decline to a session low, down 0.8%.
Why is he like visibly shaking and talking about letting his son be in Trump's hands? It's so odd. That guy reminds me, like, if there was any human being that I was like, that man is an alien, it's him. Yeah, like he's like a straight up lizard person. Yeah, he's like the alien, the bug alien from Men in Black. You know what I'm talking about? He's that guy. The cockroach. Yep. Where he's like doing like the shaking and like doesn't understand like how to like express himself. He's that bug from Men in Black. This is so thin. Ugh. Awful. We also had this gem. This was a good one.
Canada's P. McCartney says US trade actions are causing big adjustments in the Canadian economy. So AWS and Cerebras collaboration aims to set a new standard for AI inference speed and performance in the cloud.
So I think that we either continue to hold these highs in this LVN at this 510, or this will need to rotate back up into this this HVN here into this 450. Sorry, 550, 540. So we need to watch if this edge can continue to hold here at 510s, or we'll fill this LVN for sure into this LVN, this node as soon as we get this bit above, because we're seeing our. This is where we're holding, right? This is where this offer sits. So we're in a range right now. But as soon as we take out these highs, we should expect that price will want to rotate up into here. So we need to see them continue to try to reject this, or we'll fill this super thin area that we just created. But if we can continue to reject here, we should head down to here, would be my guess. So let's just continue to watch these highs. But there's a very clear fill that could happen here structurally. I'm going to push over 510. Right, and this would just be pushed into our POC here. The previous 15-minute candle at 56. Where my box is. So this is testing our value low of said candle. Just following our pathing after that hold of that low. Just filling this LVN here between this node and this node. Right. There's a big ass seller up here. And then let's watch to see what the offer does up in here. Oh boy. Okay, I can delete my drawings now. This is all. This all makes sense to me. Into POC here, previous candle, into our 55s. We've now fully done the move. And we watch to see if we can flip this, or if this holds offer. Again, we have fully retraced back up to POC of our previous candle here. Great risk off, and then we watch to see if we get more, or if this holds. I personally won't be looking for a secondary entry for long until we can flip back over this previous day value low to previous day POC here, which is also our value edge on NQ. If you have the runner, I don't think that there's anything wrong with looking for one more leg, but you just need to be very careful. I don't think this is a great area for an initial entry, because we have to get back over this, or this will just reject and then continue downwards. If we can get back over our value edge here at 610, that to me feels much better. So we'll see what happens. There's potentially one more leg up as we push into this. Again, this is just previous day value low to POC. We flip this, then I'll start to look for our rotation back up over 630, 650. But I don't know. I feel like this is just where resistance is, and we're going to have to balance here for a bit. This is also ES POC, right? NQ and ES POC.
Barclays expects the Fed to deliver 225 base point rate cuts each in September 2026 and March 2027, with a prior forecast of cuts in June and September this year.
I'm just going to move this over just in case we do get this last leg. We'd be looking for it to hold here at this 530. But again, we've just rejected where we thought we would across the board. Now watching to see if we build here. If we build here, then we're looking for one more leg up, and then we'll figure out where we go from there. Watching to see if we flip this after our hold of our offer. Now watching to see if we get this lower high. Just coming back down to test the value of our previous candle. Offer holding, just rotating down. Again, it's a bit mixed here because it's just our value edge that we're retesting off our previous candle on both ES and on NQ. But our big pivots are still maintaining, so I'm a little hesitant to try to do either side here. I would like to see a rotation back down to 500, 510 personally, but I understand that we're a bit too slow so far in this reaction for this move. I'm basically just watching to see if we get this secondary leg here, or if we're going to flip back over. This is that 510, 500 hour watch. Let's see what we do here. We've slowed down quite a bit. Pretty gross. We know that there's this buyer at 510. We know that there's a seller above. There's nothing really else here. Just gotta wait. This is just our edge retest. God. Into our 510, 500 here. Failure to flip this. sorry, to hold this, we just rotate down to our lows again, playing this little range off of our hold of our edge here. And we watch to see if the bid still is reactive at 470. So we coming down into these lows. Should get a reoffer of 500, 510, and then that would give us a rotation to 470, 460. Just into the POC of this candle if we hold. Right. We'll watch this as an edge. Rotate down.
According to
we
Wall Street
held.
Journal, Pentagon is moving more Marines and warships to the Middle East. USS Tripoli has attached Marines now headed for the Middle East.
Oh boy. ES back down to POC and Q back to POC. Far lows. Should be a slightly reactive here, but I doubt it lasts.
Further detail into this then, Hexeth said that US and Israel have hit more than 15,000 enemy targets. It's just context of what's already been said before. But the Pentagon is weighing sending more warships to the Middle East in preparation to escort oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz.
Bidding 470 so far. Just rotating our range from our last buyer. I'd like to see these lows break, but we might have to retest 500 before that happens. Just have to see what sellers do here. Bid very clearly resting there. So if it pulls, then sure, we rake. And then we'll head down to 45s. But if 70s continue to maintain, we'll have to rotate back up to 500, 510, retest that edge. Is played as a balance before we get our next leg. So that's a great risk off until we figure out what we want to do here. Very clear bid, like I said, at 470. Just watching to see where this offer wants to sit. NQ is so thin, man. Jesus.
Commander of the Aerospace Force of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard says our operation today was the heaviest operational bombardment against the Zionist entity.
They're trying to absorb here still into 470. I just don't know if they have it in them. We're watching. We have a minute 30 until new 15s. Flat POCs so far. 10 seconds. Figure it out.
So, according to a reporter from Politico, citing the Ministry of Defense in the UK, they say that Iran war oil price shock will almost certainly provide Russia short-term boost and greater capacity to fund the war in Ukraine.
Dude, what is this? Top Trump officials acknowledged to lawmakers during recent classified briefings that they did not plan for the possibility of Iran closing the strait in response to strikes. DoD and NSC significantly underestimated Iran's willingness to close the Strait of Hormuz in response to U.S. military strikes. Agency analysis and forecasts that would be integral elements of the decision-making process in past administrations were secondary considerations. Holy shit. Oh, this isn't like news that just came out. This is just I'm reading an article. It's just insane. Just tagged into our 500, 510. See what we do here. We're just balancing in this range. It's awful. Everything is an inside candle. See if we get some continuation now or if we're just trapped here forever. That might have been enough. We just needed to pop that liquidity there from this chop. Lows taken.
According to the information, Musk says XAI was not built right. It is being rebuilt. So Musk says he's rebuilding XAI from the ground up after the
What?
vast majority of its founding staff left the company, adding XAI was not built right the first time around, so it's being rebuilt from the foundation up. So Musk
Okay.
said that in a post on Thursday. Says the same thing happened with Tesla. That's just a reminder of what Musk had said yesterday. The UK shot down multiple drones in the Iraq region. According to the Financial Times, Musk has ordered another round of job cuts at XAI. Also, a White House official says Trump has said the US is talking to Cuba and its leaders should make a deal, and that could be easily done.
Rent a human. That's hilarious. Full circle. Did you see that Trump said he fully endorses Jake Paul to run for political office? Hell yeah, brother. I live in Ohio too. I'm gonna have to vote for him. Oh yeah, those pit stains are crazy, bro. I've never seen anyone sweat through a suit like that. But I saw this banger tweet, Maldito. uh, can we just head to Target, man? Like, what is this market? We're doing the thing, but in slow motion. Alright. Yeah, surely what we need is more news. Get me out of here. Alright, 430 and then 400 ZTH low. That's where we're looking. Out one more here at 430. I have one left from 550. Our highs here at our POC. I didn't feel comfortable adding at all in this range. We never hit my 500, sadly. So I never added, just took our initial.
Emerging market currency index
here.
hit session lows. The dollar and oil extend gains.
Watching to see if we can get the
JP Morgan and
ZTH low
Partners
take.
Group cancel the UAE events as Iran war drags on.
Just into our next little liquidity pocket here. Wow. Darian flexing his sleep. That's crazy. You didn't need to flex on me that hard. Offer sitting 430. We're watching to see if they pull or if this holds. The problem with this market is it's just like so fucking thin. So every time that we like meet any sort of support, we then have to like rotate through these super thin areas to retest this previous structure. So it's like this is the very similar to what we just saw, where we rotated back up to that 440, 450 off of that super thin candle. Now we have this pocket here into 460, 480. It's like, okay, well, if we continue to find any sort of bid here, we'll have to rotate back up to that pocket. So if 430 flips, I would assume that we have like a 40-point move back up. But if 430 can hold, then we should just be able to head down to this ETH low, take that out. And then we'll look for a potential short-term bottom as RTY comes into that ETH low.
According to sources, Iran gives approval to Indian government for 2 liquid petroleum tankers to sail through Strait of Hormuz. Seeing movement towards the downside on Brent over the back of the headline again, Iran gives approval to Indian government for 2 liquefied petroleum tankers to sail through the Strait of Hormuz, according to sources. Did see moving towards the downside just a little bit, not really a huge amount of movement here, but the S&P 500 is seeing a little bit of movement towards the upside.
Yeah, there's that fill that I was just talking about off of the hold of lows. That sucks that we have to do this, but it makes sense. Here, let me show you off of footprint like what I see. Again, this is just target. Now let's watch to see if we get back into this edge or not. This is just this, right? Like we create these voids where it's super thin, and as soon as we meet any sort of absorption, it's like we gotta pop back through, and then we come back up to these huge delta nodes here into our edges. So this is just that 460, 480 area that I was talking about, where this node is off of this super thin market that we see here. We saw the same thing happen here, which is how we came up with that target for that 50 to 70 area, right? It's the same thing, where any sort of bid that steps back into the market, we have to rotate back up to these nodes, retest these sellers, just like we did up here, and then we do rotations into it. And now we'll watch to see if we get another leg off of that. But it's just like, because of how thin the market is, we have to retest, and it becomes very volatile in our structural retests. But like we're holding where we need. And we'll just watch to see what we do from here. But I wanted to just point that out. That's why I mentioned that 40-point move could easily happen on any pop over 430. It has anything invalidated? Hell no, right? Nothing's invalidated. Downtrend's still intact. We're just coming back up to retest this seller. But if we flip it, right, then we're going to just do the same rotation again, back up to where our original offer was, where my last contract is, right here at this blue line. So we'll see. Testing our 430 now. I think the news bot may have just died. Oh, there it is. Yeah. But I think the voice bot might be dead, unless they said that while I was gone.
So Iran
Oh, no,
arranges
it's
special
good.
transport to send sailors back from India.
Okay, so we held our edge, no change. Just rotating back down, retesting 430s now, off of a hold of our lows. POC trying to shift here on ES, good sign. If we can hold that, we get continuation down. If this flips is supportive, then we'll rotate back up, and then we have a nice target to play around. This is the new monitoring the situation desk. This thing. You just watch ads. Ugh. I don't know, where do we head if we break these lows? 310s? I guess so. I mean, we hold our pivot really well. I just don't know if we do much more here. I'm debating if I'd close my last runner from 550. Or if I just hold and... Like, this market's kind of awful. I'd expect us to at least take out this wick low from ETH. I think RTY probably goes for it as well. I just don't know how long it's going to take to get there. These inside candles are rough.
Australian dollar falls 1% against the US dollar.
Oh boy. Okay, let's see if we get anything new. New 15's opening here. 20 seconds. Just rotating our range that we already have drawn. No change. Inside candle. Took out our wick lows from ETH, which is what we wanted to see. Now we figure out where we want to go. 10 seconds. Opening at POC or previous candle is resistance. into our 30s. I really would like to see this bid. And then we do this rotation back up to 70 to 80 again. We can get this 430 buyer to show with decent size. It's just so thin. Jesus. See what they can do here at 430. Good rebid. $430 holding so far. Offer 450. See if they pull. So we can get that full rotation. $100 contracts sitting at 427, 430. Retesting. Those are taken, the 100 contracts there. We're watching just to see what happens. Because this is either going to be a really nice catch, where this then reoffers, or this is going to be where bid tries to defend for rotations up. So I really want to just be paying attention to this. This 430 is like a very clear buyer on it, but it's a bit more volatile than we want. Come on, give me something good. Right, like all we're doing is retesting this edge here. Let's see if this 430 can stay bid.
According to the information, Travis Kalanick plans new AI robotics company.
Just pop us, man. Like, what is this? Taking their damn time. There we go. Out 2 there into 64s from our 430s.
It's crude
Gotta flip
crude
80s for
futures
more.
turning positive as Tradeify moves remains closed by war.
Again, I've risked off 2/3 of my position here into first target off of our hold and flip of 430s, just rotating back up into our 64 to 80. I need a flip over 80s for another, for a rotation back through. Just from our previous balance, just trading back into it. Watching to see if we get some continuation here. ES and RTY just retesting POCs on the daily, trying to shift down here. Bro, what are we doing? I would hope that they take out that wick high into 480 for secondary target. But it is so slow. I'm out one more here. I have one left from 430s, 440s. See if we get that flip to 500 or if this holds. It's just so slow, man. My stop on my runner here is 430. Just off of our rejection of our edge. Very clear seller sitting here. Retesting edge, stop taken. Watching to see if we flip now that we've taken, we've gone back into that. Just a full retrace of this candle. Inside candle after, again, inside candle galore. We get one move, and then we retrace said move, and then we rotate back down. Over and over and over again. Again, I'm flat. 40 seconds till new 15s. We'll watch for our new 15 to see what we do. I'm gonna guess it'll probably be a offer here of that sweep where we try to defend the sweeper that we just saw to the downside, but we shall see. I'm waiting for new 15s, 15 seconds. What I'm saying is I'm basically watching to see if we put in a lower high here, defending our offer, and then stepping back down. That'd be my guess of what the play will be on the new 15. We might have to come back up to POC itself, up at 57 for this. But just watch it as we re-offer into that on the open of new 15s to see if we get anything. Offer sitting at 450 right now, pretty clear. Let's see what they do. I would like to see this sell back below 430 for continuation. See if we can hold like, I don't know, 50, 60, and then get a secondary below 30s for continuation down. Maybe. It's going to be dependent on if this bid wants to be aggressive here on retest. I don't know, just watch my pathing. This is what we're watching for. Curious to see what happens into 50 to 60. Or offer below 30s if this bid steps out of the way from here. Just the lower high. Sweeper trying below 30s. Russell trying to take out lows. Watching our retest, see if 30 offer can now hold here. God, it's so thin, man. Later, Kevin. Have a good weekend. This offer's got to try to defend this lower high here at 30. And then we can look for that rotation through. We're going to get this. I might just take the break even here, boys, at 4:30. Yeah. I don't know. It's taking too long. I don't like it. I still think it can do it, but it's just, it's not as reactive as I wanted it to be. I'm just gonna wait for a look higher. Offer sitting at 450. I think we go higher than that. I think we go to POC, previous candle. I think it might be worth trying 450, 460. But I'm gonna try small, just one contract. See what happens into this offer. 10 points of risk. It might be too tight here, but it's just like, I want to test this POC. See what we do. Cause like, I think sell side still sits here. It's just too thin. It's too thin. It's too thin. Nothing we can do. Too thin. I think we're right, but it's too thin. I think that this is offer, but I can't trade it. Just testing into POC here. Like, what am I supposed to do? My fills are atrocious. I think this is offer, but my fills are so bad. Like it's unbelievable how bad they are. As long as the 60 to 80 is holding, I'm bearish. Any look below 430 will lead down. 430 is your first risk off. This needs to flip. It's the same as before. ES is just in a range. Globex, our daily POC holding is resistance at 60s. This market is so bad today. What is this? I feel like I'm trading Globex with how thin we are. Flip. Okay, let's see if we get this offer here. Bro, if they step out of the way again, I'm gonna lose my mind. Give us the rotation for the secondary leg. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's too thin. I can't hold runners. I'm just going to be playing these two edges until we see something new. Everything else is just too thin. $30 till new 15s.
So the EU is set to suspend some duty-free sugar imports for a year, according to sources.
Until we see a break of the wick highs or wick lows of this inside candle, it's just going to be a shit show. We have POCs on either side, so let's just play our POC edges, right? Our 60 to 80 and our 410, 390 wick low here. And just play this as a excess rotation, right? Where we look in, look back through, look over, same thing as before. There's nothing, it's too thin in the mid. So I can't look for secondaries. Our edge trades are good, but our secondary ads are bad. See what happens as we push into this. '60s offer holding.
Friday enjoyers.
Not a lot to enjoy, bud.
It's Friday.
Well, it is incredibly thin. My fills have been atrocious.
Lovely.
'60 offer continuing to hold. We're just watching to see if we can continue to absorb here or if they're going to flip it. Any look in here and then a look back out, and then we'll look for rotations through with 30s being first target. If we do flip above, we'll watch for 80s to go supportive for the value shift to play through. And then we just play this back up. But if this continues to hold, there's nothing here other than just looking for this to be absorption and then a rotation through, with again this being first target. We need to flip above our value edge, show this is supportive, and then we can look up. And then we can go through this super thin edge here. You like that range on ES, man?
Not bad.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if we get the classic afternoon 8,000 block trades in.
Yeah. This is first risk off as we push down into 35 POC of previous candle from our hold of our 60 to 80. Trade is now free 1-to-1. Brother. Get me out. So how does sim work? Is it that if there's one contract on a price level, every single person who is on a sim account can get filled technically off that one contract?
I'm sure that's actually exactly how it works.
Brother, I might
Because-
actually like flip sim for this. Oh my god.
Because they can't communicate between all the accounts, right? Like the data feed is getting streamed into your platform. So I'm sure that's exactly how it works. I'm sure there's some level of realism where, like, if the price trades, even if there's like one, maybe you can get filled for more. I have no idea. But there's no way that each account can communicate with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
or
you're
it's
not,
just
like,
a live
sending...
market.
Yes.
I mean, if it stays this illiquid, I mean, I can't trade this.
The real ARB was the liquidity all along.
Yeah. This sucks. Even salmon's all over the place? Okay, well.
According to a European diplomat speaking to Al
What does that
Arabia,
mean, though?
that they say UN supervision on Trader Formos is the best way to guarantee security.
Like, are you marketing? Are you limiting? Like, how are you filling? And is it, are you filling like mass size? Like, what? I don't know if you'll know.
I'm sure it's just like a simple check. Like, if price trades, order goes through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if it was more complex than that. And like, what is for on NQ, Kev? Like, what is your normal slippage then? Because if your normal slippage is like 2 to 3 points, then that's like nothing.
Yeah.
If your normal slippage is like 10 points, then like, okay.
This is our reoffer of our 60s. I think that this is our rotation down here off of the trap and the look in, but we'll see. I mean, 3 points is nothing.
Yeah, that's
That's normal. But like, if your limit gets triggered and then your market, then it turns into a market, and then you're filled 15 points lower, like it's fucked.
Seller's stepping back on 60 here, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like I can't even get like good limit fills. That's what we're talking about. I wouldn't even try to attempt a market fill here. Like, it's terrifying, bro.
It's hard to have these conversations with people who haven't like spent a lot of time on live either, because like,
give me the 60 offer, rotation down from this look above and fail. Let me see if we can get it. Yeah. It's just like super frustrating because like we see the setups, but it's not like the risk is not great for me. We need this edge to hold clear. Come on. Like, I get terrified when we don't get just initial reactions. Like, when we start to stagnate like this on edges, it's like, okay, well, what are we going to do now? Because this on a normal day would be an instantaneous move. When we start to not show what I want to see, like, immediately happen, now I have to think that I'm potentially going to get, they're going to run me. $10 contracts in a sim account and you hit market sell. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing is like you guys are selling things, you're selling liquidity that doesn't exist. right? Like there's like 1 or 2 contracts at each price level right now, but you'd get filled for 10 when there's only a buyer that is offering 2. It's like, okay. It's like, That's crazy. Can they slap this thing? Like, what are we doing?
So just being reported here from the White House on their X account, or one of their X accounts, just citing the Operation Epic Fury, what's happened so far. They say Iranian Navy assessed as combat ineffective and entire ballistic missile capacity functionally destroyed, and 90 plus Iranian vessels destroyed.
It's first target here again.
And they also say there's overwhelming air dominance over Iran.
Oh my god. Give me the full move. Brother, yeah, but Jesus. Why do I gotta fight for my life here? For a basic trade. Holy, I got filled. It's a Christmas miracle. Just in runners now. Jesus Christ, I've never had to fight so long for 40 points. We should take out lows. I just don't know if we're going to do it on this test or if the retest 430. That trade made me want to cry.
Yes.
just holding our lows so far. Watch our 430 as we push up. See if we get a lower offer or if we're gonna have to do a full range rotation. If we're gonna do another leg, right, we'll watch for like the mid of our balance to hold, and then we'll look for the look below and then an offer or something like this. If not, then we just do the same fucking rotation again. So really important that we see this seller try to sit here in our mid where we took our first profit. And then we want to see a sweep below. Gonna get it. If not, then again, it's just another rotation. Here's your 35 mid. See if offer sits or if we rotate up. I'd want them to like try to defend this for sure if we're gonna go down. If not, again, we do full range rotation here. It's so thin, man.
Mona at the top of the hour get PQ's total rig count prior 551 or a rig count prior 411. According to Cypriot Energy Minister, they say Middle East tensions highlight the need for the EU to focus on exploiting East Mediterranean gas reserves.
I don't think it was dumb, but I'm glad that you played the inverse as soon as you saw that it was stuck. I think that you want to see a better rebid of this. So like the way that I look at it, XY, is the opportunity for me would have been coming into this edge here, and then we would have then retested this as supportive. You don't really need to get too much FOMO on moves like this on the flip of 80s, because if we're going to sustain back into our value structure, I'd expect a better retest. And if we didn't get it, I wouldn't have wanted to trade it regardless. So like you can look at stuff like this and try it, but this seems a little premature to me. What I would have wanted to see for us to actually get along here is like a close on the 15 and then some sort of bid above POC of that candle, right? Something on the higher time frame that would show us that we want to step up a bit more, right? Like if we look on even like Footprint, like all we did was kind of trap liquidity up here and then close below POC and then rotate through, right? So nothing was really what did I just do? Nothing really changed on our structure, and so we just have to be like NQH. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but you did a really fantastic job flipping once you saw that that wasn't going to hold to play the offer down. As soon as we saw that like that was a trap. But again, like when we do flip this, we should get a much better retest where we come up into this this edge here. I would say at like 506, 510, and then I'll look for a rebid of 480s for a continuation higher.
But anytime we have structure like above or below structure we're auctioning, like that should be your trade idea. So just like Sig said, like we have this like above, how big is this node? Like 80-90 points up into like these imbalances at like 70. Like why do you care about a 10-point look above when we're looking for 80 and you can, and that's off of like 20, you know what I mean, like 10 to 20 for secondary. Everybody gets so horny the second they see looks above, and that's literally the whole point of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And that's why I really wanted to stress like this idea when we look into ranges like this is the look above and then the reoffer and look below. Because then what is this liquidity? Well, this is our risk, right? Like this is what we're playing off of for the trap. And that gives us our trade and our rotation back through, right? So like you can try this setup, but you have to be, you have to realize that you are potentially that liquidity, right? And then that creates us our defense of this sweep that we then play off of for the downside, which is like my usual trade, which is basically just like waiting for someone to get trapped. We look for that absorption. We see an initial move like we did here, a sweeper down, and then we play the retest of this sweeper to see if that offer steps down for that rotation through. You know what I mean? I totally get what you're saying, but and I think that that's okay. Like I said before, you can try it, but you have to be willing to stop out and invalidate yourself, right? And then play the opposite side if it doesn't work, because you have to realize that this is a greedy trade, right? So you can try it with minimal risk as long as you're willing to, you know, try playing off of this like a 10 or 15 point stop on this edge. But as soon as you see this seller step in, you have to reverse that position and then look for that downside move. So again, like I personally didn't look for it, but I see why you would. But like for me, I would expect any look above our value structure to need to retest it for us to then start to rotate higher. So like what Mario said is like the range in which we'd be looking for is quite large. And I'd be expecting that we would need to retest this area to confirm the breakout. And that's where I would be looking for that entry, because we should get it. In a normal market, we would get it. And that would be the opportunity to me once we had a better test. Like we're talking about a daily value edge, right, of our structure. So like this edge here, let me turn off drawings. Like this is an incredibly important edge, and if we can flip it, we should get a pretty clear hold of it, and then we would be able to get this rotation back up to you know, like 560, 580. So I would rather see a bit more of a secure close above, right? A couple candles closing above, or even just like a hold and flip of our POC showing us some sort of trend that matters. And then we can play this up. And missing out on 10 points is fine with me, especially if it offers me a bit more security in my entry. Because right now all we're doing is just rejecting that value low on our on NQ, right? Like that's all we're doing. We're showing zero interest above. And so we have to respect that. Yeah. And again, like I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. It's just risky, right? Because you're playing the edge of a very clear rectangular balance and looking for a breakout. But what you did, you handled it really well, right? Which is you flipped it and then you played the reoffer and then we rotated down. So you made up for your loss. And that's good. And again, we're in a rotation. And as long as we understand that we're in this rotation, any looks above, we then look for that that push through, and then you take your first trade into the 35 secondaries into 410 to 390. Once we find balances like this, the market's in a much better state that's actually tradable. It's just not willing to change your mentality is how you end up dying in the market. Like when I was trying to get filled in the mid here, it was like, okay, well, this isn't happening. Let's reevaluate and then only try our edges. And as soon as we do that, we're then successful because we realize that the market's too thin to be looking for anything other than our clear buyer and our clear seller, and everything else is just like noise. Like I was getting absolutely run through trying to do anything else other than this, just with like break evens. Like it was miserable. So let's just avoid it. And until we see like a clear hold, yeah, no, like it's just not worth our time. So let's just trade our edges and get over it. Yeah, I took like 5 stops, bro. Like it's just like, okay, well, this is miserable. Like I was getting filled. So my first attempt to short, I got filled at, I had a limit at 30, and I got filled at 37.25 on my first contract. And then I had another limit at 30, and I got filled at 26.25. It's just like it was like, and then I sold to close for break even at 440. But like my limit, like it's just like what are we
Surely
doing?
expecting PQ's data.
There's our reoffer of our lower high on our push down. Let's see if we can get this flip below. This is what we're watching for. Are we going to get this lower offer and flip? If we do, that would be great. We get our next leg. Look below ETH low. And we need to watch to now see if we can actually defend this, or if this is going to be a look below and then a bid and then rotation up, just like we saw at our 480s. Just keeping an eye on this. I find that when we do initial sweeps like this to try to take down structure, is that we need to come up first. So we'll watch like this POC
553 for
come up
total
and then
recount.
see if we trap and then go down like that. It should be pretty clear what way we want to break now that we've tested this low. I want to see if the offer is now going to defend it. So I'm watching like 20s here, and then I want to see us then take out 90s, and then I'll look to get in. If not, then I just expect this to bid back up. I'm going to watch our 390 to see if offer can steps below here. If we can, then I'll look to play it.
Oil recount 412, 412.
Your risk right now is playing off of this wick low for longs between ETH at our 397 to 391 for rotations back up, and your risk for shorts is that there's nothing yet for me. I don't think that there's a good short here, unless you're already in, because you have to wait for a higher look or a very clear sweeper below to then defend. Right now, you're watching to see if this buyer here is going to be able to hold a higher low and tag us up, right? So we need to see a seller try to step in here again for me to feel comfortable trying to short our lower edge. Right, like if they can't break this low, then this is just going to rotate into at least here. I want to see like a very clear sweeper down, take out those lows, and then a reoffer, and then I'll look to get in. And then play those. Because if not, then this is just going to be a pretty low risk bid. Playing off of that wick low at 82. Any trades? I mean, you like I said, like that you can try playing this 91 to 82 for a long for pop. I'm not looking for short continuation here until we see a sweeper defend this, either a look above or a sweeper below, and then a clear reoffer of 390. Right now, we just have this guy who's a bit trapped down here, so I'm just waiting to see what we do. So you can try like a very tight risk here on sim. I think that this would be a fine trade, playing off of this this 398 to 82 area, but I'm just waiting to see what we do here. Because we've got like a very clear rotation above if sell side fails here to break that wick low. And then you have like a move potential for 430 to 460 as your targets. Yeah, eventually. You'd have to get below 350 first. But yeah, we would go for this liquidity here, and then we would go for our 310s. But watch as we come up into a first target here on the long trade. This is just POC at 420, 430. That tight risk. Like, we haven't invalidated our low whatsoever yet. That's why I want to be very careful here. So, like, the seller, if we're going to go down, will try to defend this sweeper, right? Which is into this target one. And then we would then see sell side then, like, try to sweep below. And then we would look to play off of this. Because if not, then, like, this buyer holds. And then we just rotate up. That's why it's important to see that and watch to see what we do here into this lower edge. It's the exact same thing as what happened here, right? It's like just like a little flirt below and doesn't mean much if we can't see the secondary step in. Again, this is first target, and then you'd watch to see if we can continue to pop here. or if sweeper holds and then we rotate down. But that low made sense to me. Now we'll watch to see if we get any more. There's your 35s. So now we've done the full target to our mid. It's very hard to try to play edge rotations in the opposite direction outside of balance. So you need to see some like very clear things to trigger that, so that you don't do anything preemptively. Just because we did a little look below, like all that means is that we have potentially trapped liquidity, right? That's we have to continue to think of rotations as rotations until proven otherwise. So as soon as we see like this bid happen and then we hold lows, that now becomes a much clearer risk trade for where you can put your stop for the long, for the rotation back up, if we continue to hold, rather than trying to attempt the short, right? And this is what Mario went over in class on Monday as well, is it's just like, it makes way more sense to try to play the upside here than the downside, unless we have the actual catalyst and we have that sweeper to play off of. If there isn't any desire or follow through, right, then we have to wait for someone to step in for that next leg down, because we know that our size isn't going to do it. We're not going to trigger that thing to happen. And so playing the opposite reaction of what your initial thought is usually actually much more beneficial here, right? Like playing this rotation back through instead of the greed trade, which is the downside. Now we watch our edge to see if we get a retest here on a high or low, or if offer holds. Have any of you watched the One Piece live action at all this season? The show is so ridiculous, man. I can't believe they.
Yeah, I'd rather not, you know?
It's just like, it's insane that they tried to live action something so ridiculous.
What do you think, XY, as an unbiased participant? Is it worth it? Pretty mid.
Yeah.
Yep, just like the anime.
So we held our bid, and we're now just doing the full rotation up. So this is exactly what you should expect from our hold, our higher low, and then rotation through. Right, we held our lows, we retested, buyer's still there, and then we rotate. Do what you want now. But I just want to like really highlight that. It's just playing that risk and then playing the rotation off of the failure. If there's no interest below, then we rotate the range back up. Well, it's crazy because like all of the, it's just it's hard to make something as goofy as One Piece live action, and it's only gonna get more goofy, right? Like it's only getting goofier the later you go into the show. It just does not translate well. So the adaptation is good, but the source material is just so odd. Like I can't.
He's being so polite to you, Rory. You have no idea. When he said odd, he meant strange.
Well, like that's the thing is like people who love One Piece are gonna be like, oh yeah, this makes sense. But anyone who's an outside viewer who looks at like a clip like this is gonna be like, what is this garbage? You know what I mean? Like to someone who has no clue what's going on, they're like, this is stupid. And that's what I'm talking about. It's very hard to make something as goofy as One Piece live action. Goofy, yeah, no, but it's not. Again, you've been watching One Piece for 2/3 of your life. We're talking about the average Netflix enjoyer.
This isn't live look of Rory right now.
But you don't have to defend yourself. You can like what you like, man.